Good evening, everyone. This is Cinnamon Noir.
And this is the Ramen Shaman.
Welcome to Icarus Proudbottom, the man, the mystery, the typing.
The 1%, apparently.
He is the 1%. So this is the final episode, where all will be revealed, at last. And about freaking time. As you can see from the progress bar, this is a very long one. So strap in, everybody. We're gonna get into some heavy crap here.
I was going to say metaphorically before you got to the heavy crap one.
Have you noticed how Jerry's head on the progress bar has shading? So you can see the light hit him as his face comes up. That's a neat little detail.
Cool, actually.
Yeah, it is. I wonder why they put so much effort into this. Maybe they realized people like me would make videos in which the progress bar comes up incredibly slowly. So, Greg, before we move on to the final part, I want to know, what do you think is really happening? Give me your heads up on this whole thing. Icarus' secret, why he did what he did, and who that guy who with the head that looks like an ice cream cone, who he is. I want to know what you think.
Well, I definitely think that Icarus staged his own death.
Oh, well, that's certain. He's still alive now.
Avoid the flag. The cryptic clues? I guess... to throw people off the trail?
But it didn't really do that, did it? In fact, two of the clues helped Mark II. Boy, I'm messing up. Helped Mark II.
Mark 22.
Wow. Helped Mark 22 figure out the crime, so really that wouldn't have helped at all, would it?
Maybe he's trying to dig up some... Get Mark 22 to dig up some dirt on somebody else.
So you think Icarus may have staged his own death to implicate somebody?
It's entirely possible.
An interesting idea. But remember, Kelso mentioned Icarus' secret. What do you think that secret is?
Probably something ridiculous.
I don't know. It's not, like, silly ridiculous, but you might consider it ridiculous for a man like Icarus. We'll find out. Isn't that a wonderful little intro screen? I love Icarus holding that keyboard like it's a sword or something. I'm just doing a little entry screen dance here. Since this is the last time we'll ever do it, I thought I might as well have some fun. Holy cannoli. It's the final episode. Indeed we are, Icarus.
Whamos. Wait, what?
Brutal karate chops. Judo chop.
Which is always the silliest thing because it's a grappling style.
I know, there is no chop in judo. That was the joke in Austin Powers. Sorry, let me do the recap. Icarus Proudbottom is apparently still alive, meaning that Holy Wow Studios has been stringing everyone along for 5 long weeks. Kelso claims that Icarus has a big secret, but that secret is currently unknown. Why did Icarus fake his death? What is his secret? Anyway, I think Austin Powers' thing was also based on the Pink Panther, where Clouseau is constantly talking about, "You fool, I might have killed you with a karate chop."
Now, I know that, I believe certain jiu-jitsu styles do incorporate some striking techniques.
That's not the point.
Just out of practicality, but
that's jiu-jitsu, you know. Contrary to what people think, they're not the same thing. So Mark 22 has never met Icarus before, so actually they have a lot to talk about.
Oh.
Did that occur to you?
I didn't realize that.
He was called in after Icarus was dead. So Icarus is happy to be back, even though he didn't want to be. And Mark 22 has 5 very important questions. It's time to end this. He doesn't want to leave any loose ends, you know, Kojima, everything. Wrap everything up. So let's get through these. Number 1. Why did Icarus fake his death? You want to try answering some of these before they get to it?
Because he was under scandal.
Yes, but what kind of scandal? That's the question. He was about to lose his typing license. But there is another secret. Something even worse. What could be worse than him about to lose his license? Now, you'll find out later, his secret would not have died with his name, because it's something very essential about him, but whatever. Especially if he tried to maintain his current occupation.
Well, yeah, I assumed it was something typing.
It's this game, it had to be. So Icarus has no way out, he finally has to reveal his secret. And Mark 22 gives us some amazing bean-related wisdom. So, the secret is... drumroll. Icarus cannot... Oh, sorry. Icarus can't type.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't know how to type. And he got paid $400,000 for the first episode. What a scandal. Not only would they have taken away his license, but they would have kicked his ass all over town. Lucida, the voice of reason as always. So, this has been troubling Icarus for a long while. I mean, wouldn't you? If your job depended on something you couldn't even do. Be like being a, you know, like being a government agent or a middle manager. Mark 22, you're a robot. I don't think you understand human motivations. Whoa.
I mean, when it comes to Icarus, neither do I.
So, how was the murder faked? I mean, we understand a little bit of this already.
I'm guessing the slug helped him.
That is correct. Jerry and Kelso both helped. Mark 22 thinks it was pretty shoddy, which surprises me because he didn't figure it out for 3 episodes. So now is a little test for the player. You know, every good mystery has one. And they're going to ask a few questions. So, do you think Apollo was involved? Well? Okay, he was not.
Yeah, no, that seemed unlikely.
Okay, maybe the next one a little bit quicker. How about Lucida?
No.
You're probably right. Try to maintain the tension here for a little bit, but no, Lucida was not involved. If you got these questions wrong, the dialogue doesn't change that much. How about Jerry?
Which one is... yes.
Well, yeah, he kind of had to be. He moved the body, in quotes, after all. Jerry arguably did more than anyone else to maintain this whole charade.
Kelso, yes.
But that leaves one important question. Oh, sorry. 2 important questions.
Oh,
Mark 22.
I don't think... I had never thought of that.
That would have been a neat twist, but no. Icarus doesn't even know who he is. They never met before. Remember, Lucida called him in. How about Icarus? Was he involved? That's a tough question.
No,
Don't answer right away. I mean, think about it.
I wish there was a way to add shit behind... Wait, what?
Correct, he was. It's a weird question.
I wish there was a way to add... Just turn no into no shit.
once. So Jerry was supposed to have done this, and he didn't do it at all. He should have kept Lucida from calling the police. That would have helped. Light control is an important part of murder faking. One of my favorite lines from this game. And yeah, the truth Kelso was talking about was probably the truth that, you know, Icarus wasn't really dead, right? So you would think. So they not only did they plan to fake the death, but they planned to fake killing him with a keyboard, which is remarkably elaborate.
Oh. And hidden the life.
I don't know how Icarus ever did hide in the life gauge, because it never moved, even once. Maybe he came in from the back. There's probably, like, ceiling ducts, you know, and that would lead right into the life gauge. It's at the top of the screen. And that was what his little detective suit was for, so that he could investigate the murder. Apparently you can do that. They thought they could fool the media, which they probably could have, but... So that answers question number 2. Question 3, why now? Kind of an odd time, wouldn't you think? Better to do it when there's nobody around.
I would have assumed it was because they were under pressure.
That's a good point.
Lucida coming in for her investigation.
That's true. Yep. So Lucida spells it out. Spells it out. It's a typing game. Oh dear.
Har har.
So originally the idea was they weren't going to throw suspicion on anybody, but then they figured out they could make Lucida seem like the culprit. There's actually a very similar plot point in Murder on the Orient Express, which is a little more clever than this game, but not much. Actually, I really like Agatha Christie novels. Probably why I like this so much. And
coincidence? I'm guessing coincidence.
Now, everything about Apollo is coincidental, though. Doesn't that seem like too many coincidences piling up? I mean, it does seem so suspicious. Ooh, I don't know about this. I mean, Apollo's just so neutral. It's like, paradoxically, when you read novels, the guy who distracts all attention away from himself is the one who's guilty. Except no one actually got murdered, so that doesn't work. Now, here's a question that's relevant to Mark 22. Who left these notes everywhere? These notes?
I assumed Icarus, but... Oh.
Icarus doesn't know what they are. So, who do we think left the notes? There's only 2 choices, and one is obviously wrong.
Kelso, yeah.
That is correct. So, Kelso wants to talk to Mark 22. By the way, Mark 22 completely misunderstood the point of the notes. Kelso did leave them, but not for the reasons that Mark 22 thought. So here Kelso explains it.
Oh.
Do you really not know what's going on right now? I mean, Mark 22 just figured out the murder quotes. That means he knows what's going on, right? Turns out, no. So Kelso left those notes in magnetic ink. He couldn't let him see them.
Oh!
Who's him? That's the question.
Satan or Icarus?
Well, I'm going to say one thing to you right now. There is no Satan in this game.
Is it just Icarus, or...?
So who's the one person who could tell him the truth without him hearing? It's the guy on the radio, right? So there's something Mark 22 does not remember. Something he's missing. So what does this guy want Mark 22 to do? He wants him to get Icarus and the whole crew out of there. Whatever that means.
Oh, something bad's coming.
So he didn't realize that you were this far gone. He means the crew of the IBS Sea Pickle. the spaceship before they flew into a vortex in space.
What?
What?
Really?
Wait, let it happen. So who is on the IBSC, Pickle? That's the question. So we have Icarus, Kelso,
Captain Icarus.
Captain Icarus. This is the pilot. That's why he looks like an ice cream. Science officer, I think would be more appropriate. And Mark 22 is also a member of the crew. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It sounded really awkward. So nearly everyone got sucked into this vortex. And it would appear something about this vortex caused them to hallucinate a massive typing-themed thing. Yep. So, Digby, who is this guy, kept trying to get in on their comm system, try to get them out. But there must be someone keeping them from leaving. This is probably the him Kelso was talking about. Now, I at first thought that maybe there was a person like the player that was doing this. Like maybe that was the, mind freak. But it turns out that's not what it is. But you will soon find out.
Sir Digby Chicken Caesar.
Quick! Solve this case before the police bungle onto the scene and contaminate the evidence. Rather appropriate, really. There's detectives in this. So, they need to find a way to trap this guy, get him into a stalemate, so that he can't wipe their memories, because it seems like he wiped their memories before. If he did that, they'd be right back at square one. So, what now? So, he asks Icarus a question. How long has he been here? And it turns out, Icarus can't remember. In fact, he never even thought about it. When did you first come here? He doesn't know. As far as he can remember, he's always been here. And that's true of everybody else. Well, except one person. Him.
So are they still on the spaceship?
They're not. They're in the vortex, which they went to investigate. The spaceship is where Digby is, and he's trying to get in touch with them. It's kind of surprising they're really alive, actually. None of them remember anything that happened before they walked through that door. Although Apollo claims that he can remember what happened the last several days. Kind of funny.
Oh.
Maybe he's mistaken.
Oh! Apollo's not really his cousin.
Fake cousin! So, yeah, Icarus doesn't really seem to remember anything about Apollo, except that he hasn't seen him for a long time.
Oh. There's actually I don't know if you watch the show Rick and Morty, but...
No, I don't.
There's actually an episode that turns out kind of like this.
So Apollo is not Icarus' cousin. In fact, he's probably not even human.
Yep. They do pretty much the exact... Oh,
what just happened? Don't guess, I'll tell you. He turned on the self-destruct. So now, unless he gets exactly...
Kind of impressive.
Say what?
Kind of impressive for a bot that size.
It is. So unless he does exactly what Mark 22 wants, they'll all be blown up. So Apollo goes for it.
You can't handle it!
Hold on, we did that already. Yes, Icarus, I'm not your cousin.
I probably should have saved it. Oh well.
And in fact, he is not human. He admits it. Yep. He's a being of pure energy. Kind of like that one Futurama episode. And the other Futurama episode. So this is all something that Apollo created. And he screwed around with their memories to make them think this was where they lived. In fact, he made up everything about this world, including the International Typing Council, the very concept of Icarus being on a show called Icarus Teaches Typing. It's all fake. Even the first game is probably fake. Which is a shame, because I loved the first game, and I hope it's not fake. I like to think there's sort of a different canon for these different episodes. So now everybody knows. And Icarus is freaked out. As you would probably be if all your memories were restored and you were stuck in some kind of hellish typing scape. So they've been here for years, probably decades. But outside is just a few hours.
Oh.
It's like typing Narnia. So Kelso, this entire time, has not been affected. Imagine what it was like to be Kelso. He was too scared to reveal what he knew. And yet he knew, for these years that they've been in here. I would be a nervous wreck after all that. It's no wonder that he tried to destroy Mark 22. He was probably crazy by now. So Kelso thinks Apollo is a god. But he's more like some kind of crazy being of pure energy. The self-destruct mechanism would hurt Apollo not because Apollo would be killed, because he probably wouldn't, but because Apollo would not let the people he'd been controlling die. Of course, Mark 22 never had a self-destruct mechanism, so in fact he tricked Apollo.
Damn.
God me damn. So Lucy does not a member of the crew of the IBSC Pickle. She is rather another starship captain who wanted to help, and it didn't work. This is a very powerful vortex, because it's powered by the love of typing, which is the most powerful force in the universe. Even Jerry, an ancient Indian spirit animal, that part is actually true, could not sense this, which really means magic kind of sucks. At least his magic. Bless you. So Icarus sends everyone out. It's time to go back to the worst named spaceship ever. I really wish they hadn't named it that. You could have come up with a better name, guys. Everything else about this game is so good. Sea Cucumber would have been good. And it'd be good if it had like a gun that shoots church organs, because it vomits out its organs when it's under attack.
Oh god.
Was that a slow clap? Thank you.
Not really, no.
Well, I'm gonna take it as a slow clap anyway. So yeah, Kelso's not a phone master, he's a communications officer. Apparently no one knows what his title is. This is, by the way, the only time we see this sprite for Kelso. Also, you might notice, their sprite is them literally going backwards, because it's just the reversed version of the animation of them entering. Also seems a little bit cheap for a game that was otherwise so well produced, but oh well.
Oh well.
I like to think that they just like walking backwards, it's their style. You know. Or maybe it's more symbolic than that, you know, they have to leave exactly the way they came, because it's a vortex. So it's just him and the robot. And it turns out Mark 22 is not a detective in real life. But I think he made a pretty good detective, don't you? What I really want is a spin-off game featuring Mark 22 as a detective. I would like that way better than Icarus Proudbottom Starship Captain, which is actually the game that they were trying to make, even before they made this. And they're still working on it. So, go figure. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of sci-fi games, but I'm sure it'll be worth at least checking out. These guys have never made something that was totally stupid, besides the first Icarus Proudbottom game. Anyway, so now it's only the two of them, and Icarus needs to ask Apollo something. Why? Why did he do this? Can you think of a reason?
Because he's lonely?
Actually, it's not true. It's a little different. And Icarus is going to type out the answer. But how can he do that when he can't type?
The typing isn't within you all along.
Typing isn't something you do with your fingers, it's something you do with your heart. Vomit out your organs. Have them
I
type
actually
for
thought
you.
about that.
And then the player.
What the fuck? Oh,
That's the player, remember from the first
actually-
episode?
They actually do.
They
I
actually
do
kept
remember
that. You really do look that way in this game. And you're still wearing the Mass Effect uniform. Oh, I love that
Like-
part. So, after seeing all this, Icarus knows how to type. He must. Because he's been learning, just like the player's been learning.
And this is something you have no control over?
No, you type it.
Oh.
So Apollo is actually kind of like God. Not only in the sense of being powerful, but in the sense of being benevolent. He creates this universe to fulfill people's dreams. And he realized...
Oh!
He realized that Icarus's greatest dream was to learn how to type. Because he didn't know how to type. I like to think he wanted to learn how to type because they're always typing in Star Trek. And his spaceship thing basically is like Star Trek, except he doesn't know how to type. So it's the one thing he lacks.
So that's why he's so obsessed with it.
Exactly. All this place did was it was sort of like an expression of his innermost desires, which apparently all concern typing. So this is sort of like the same plot thing they do it in the first game. That in order to make typing exciting, you have to come up with a whole series of interesting events that get overcome by typing. So he had him battle Satan, command armies. I don't know when you command armies in these games. That'd be an interesting spin-off. However, they've said they're not making any more typing games, so that's never gonna happen.
Aw.
I know, I was sad. But I do hope they make more, not interesting, these are interesting games, but more ambitious games in the future. I think these guys have a lot of great stuff ahead of them. This is only their, freshman project.
Now I'm imagining a GTA expansion where it turns out that I think it was Roman, the cousin, in GTA 4, was also this being.
How about typing of the thugs? It's like typing of the dead, but with
No.
Huh?
That like Nico is in a similar scenario. I don't know.
And his innermost desire was to shoot people and steal their cars.
I guess.
Kind of. So, what Icarus is saying is, people need to be free. Why did you enslave us? What he said is, he's done this all the time with lots of different alien species, and humans were the first ones who didn't just go with it, who wanted their freedom. Because apparently humans are all Americans. They just goddamn love freedom. Sorry, Canadians. Canadians are the ones who love freedom, because they're the ones who made this game.
North Americans.
They have all those frozen freedom fries and freedom Timbits, freedom coffee.
That sounds like Victory Coffee from 1984.
It's Victory Gin. There's no Victory Coffee. So, one last time, they go through it. And he mentions Jerry, but Jerry left, so actually it's just Icarus. So this is his last hurrah. And we get the fun music again.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a little wistful, But you will find out soon, this isn't really the end. It'll never really be the end, because as long as there is typing, something about your heart, I don't know.
Whenever one human presses finger to keyboard, I'll be there.
To watch you type. So, Icarus may have disagreed with the methods of Holy Wow Studios, but he thanks them for the gift of typing. Yeah, this is a blatant author insert. Jeez. I didn't realize typing made you sick. Although, after 3 hours of continued typing, I would understand you being a bit sick of it. Whew. So, endgame content. There's really no more challenge, but there's a few more things that happen. 1 year later.
So, the Dogonut turns to the Minoid, and guess what he says?
So yeah, there's voice acting in this
What'd
part.
he say? Guess.
Oh, not this again.
And Jerry has the manliest voice ever.
Guess what the Dogonut says? Well,
Now I'm thinking about the aftermath
Okay,
of
Digby.
the
Guess what he says. Listen to me. I don't know what he says. I don't care what he says. You've been telling this joke for 9
the
minutes.
Zeta DLC from
Right,
Fallout 3.
Guess what the Dogonut says.
Right wager he says something causing us to produce one of these sounds. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, or hee hee hee.
Jerry, guess what the Dogonut says.
I'm too busy pressing these buttons to think about it.
Okay. So, the Dogonut turns to the Minoi, and he says... Telephone!
This art style, by the way, is what they were going for when they were making Icarus
Kelsey,
Proudbottom
can you get
Starship
this
Captain.
from?
And it's probably still the
Yes,
one they're
I'll
going to
send
use.
it.
They initially wanted a
Probably.
pixelated aesthetic,
What
but it
does
was
it
really
say?
hard to make
I'll
details
finish the
with
joke
it,
after this
so
call.
they changed it around.
Captain
And this is what Lucida really looks like.
Best ship in the fleet.
And there goes life support.
What a ship.
Best ship in the fleet.
It's great to see you having trapped your entire crew in another typing dimension.
Technically, it's
I
not
gotta say,
typing.
Lucida's voice actor is
It's a long
kind of the worst of all of them.
would you go
I
back?
think it's Jacqueline herself, but... Sorry, you make great games, but you're not great voice actors. Hopefully next time they'll have the budget for actual voice actors.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Being a typing teacher is my dream.
Yeah, Icarus is a
Anyways,
starship
why don't you be
captain,
mobile for
but
a
he
minute?
wants to be a
Drink yourself
typing
a Gino,
teacher.
Talk about old times.
Quick.
Little weird.
Whoa, losing the connection. Good luck. See you later.
In the first one, I said that he would not go back to the typing dimension, since this is the one choice you have in the
Uh-huh.
endgame. But it doesn't actually make a difference. Because the fact is, Icarus just goddamn loves typing. Everything he said was true, even if the world was a lie. So the object that he was given that will lead him back to the typing dimension. Can you guess what it is?
A keyboard.
Yeah, it's a keyboard. A really old-looking one. That looks like the one we had for our iMac.
Except it has a USB port.
Yeah, no, that iMac wanted a USB port.
Oh.
It was a Blueberry.
What the Sam Hill was that?
What the Sam Hill was that? So yes, there it is. You can tweet these lines of dialogue just by clicking. I would never do that because I freaking hate Twitter. Controversial, I guess, but yeah, I just had to say it.
Eh.
And Jerry knows some Spanish. He says hola, because Spanish is magic, as I hope you remember. 5 episodes. It's been quite a journey. Are you happy you went on this journey, Greg?
Yes, I am.
I am. Alright, put your heart into this typing. Not literally. That'd be gross. Icarus Proudbottom's World of Typing Weekly was produced by Jacqueline Lally and Dan Vecchio, also known as Holy Wow Studios. Voice acting for Jerry was provided by Kyle Munley. Voice acting for Mark 22, which is spelled out for some reason, is provided by Simon Taylor. All the other voices were by Dan Vecchio and Jacqueline Lally. They gave special thanks to Ben Service for testing and feedback, and to the player for putting up with all of this. Yes, I can read alphabet letters just from the top of them. That is one of my many powers. Let's Play powers activate. And I'm still screwing up this typing. You would think, after like 2.5 hours of playing through typing tutors, I would have improved in my typing skills. But really, I'm just the same quick-tempered, hasty bastard I've always been. And probably always will be. Oh, and I left that exclamation point up for a minute just to have a little bit of final tension. And I found the Omega artifact. Lord knows what it does, because it's not a real thing.
Probably, it's probably that typing. The keyboard.
Could be. A digital artifact, perhaps? Or a visual artifact?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Clever.
Maybe. And so we
Probably
close
not.
the curtain on Icarus Proudbottom Teaches Typing. Thank you for sticking through this long, crazy journey, everybody. I don't know when this is going up, but I imagine once you see all these videos, you will have seen a lot of typing.
Yes, indeed.
So just sit back, enjoy this music, and we will see you on some other game, in some other universe, in another time. Good night, everybody.
Another place. Good night.